And we have reached that time now where the divine supreme being is desirous of making his presence known through us as a people. So black life certainly matters, because if it wasn't for black people, the brown, the red, the yellow, and the white wouldn't be on the planet. So black lives matter because we are the fathers and mothers of civilization. Recognize this, young people, that your mother's wombs, everyone who's in here, your mother's wombs are so sacred because God chose your mother's wombs to place your life in. The seed that came from your father, regardless whether he stayed to nurture your life, that seed was sacred. So everybody, when you get back, find your mother, regardless to the circumstances of your birth, and thank God for her. Never raise your voice to your mother. Never curse your mother, because that's the source of your life. There is too much life being flushed down the toilets in abortion clinics. But your mother, regardless to the pressure, kept you, carried you, and delivered you. So let's raise up our mothers, because they are the ones who have suffered and sacrificed tremendously for us to be here. From the United States of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, who the wicked of this country banned from coming here in 1985. Because they know he is a black revolutionary Messiah, and they know our young people are born to hear his voice. He's a voice that connects us to the time and what must be done. So with that said, the words of the Honorable Louis Farrakhan and the words of our ancestors have been permeating in the atmosphere, and they have been nurturing you to this point. When England sees that there are young black people who are willing to put their life on the line to stop traffic and stop planes from flying, you are like martyrs. See, when you're willing to put your life on the line, you've gone beyond traditional leadership. Because traditional leadership does a lot of talking and very little doing. But you have come into existence to do the doing. So therefore you've gone past most of those who call themselves leaders today. Because the spirit that's coming into you is to bring about a freedom for your people that has not been seen since our fathers were enslaved in 1555. It was in this country that a man named John Hawkins went to the Queen of England at that time, Queen Elizabeth I, and asked her for funds and for ships to travel to Africa to kidnap and enslave our ancestors. The Queen of England said at that time that if she was to fund John Hawkins, that the wrath of God would descend on this nation. So she refused to help him, but he left his business plan. And she went home and looked at the business plan and looked to see the benefits that would come to this country economically. So therefore she reneged and went back and gave him the money and gave him the ships. And one of those ships was a ship named Jesus of Lubeck. You didn't hear me? That's right. A ship called Jesus of Lubeck. And the rest is history. 400 years later, we are here in the United Kingdom. Not because we were on the QE2 coming to the Caribbean and into England. Because we were kidnapped by this nation. So England has always known that there was a price that would have to be paid for kidnapping and brutalizing an entire people. But the recompense for that evil now is coming to life in you. Yes, sir. You are the extension of your ancestors. So when we, as my sister was doing earlier, asking us to reflect on the name of our ancestors, to invoke their presence in the room, they are already present. Yes, you are their extension. You were in those slave ships, but you were a microscopic germ that evolved into sperm, that evolved into an egg, and now has evolved into a fully fledged human being. So you were there, but just in another form. So you must make sure and understand that yes, as Black Lives Matter burst on the scene in this country and was very significant, but in a very short period of time, there's arguing, there's fussing, there's fighting, and there's a breakup.
Yes, sir.
England is the mother of divide and rule. And whenever black people come together to do good for ourselves and ultimately the world, guess what the United Kingdom does? It sends people that look like us.
Yes, sir.
And looks like Caucasians. Obviously, Caucasian people can only do so much damage amongst us. Because we know what they look like, right?
Yes,
but the most damaging effects come from those who look like us, who claim to be us, but are coming from the MI6 building.
Yes, sir.
Are you hearing me?
Yes, sir.
So if we're going to be successful with the spirit that has come into us, it's imperative for us to settle our differences and not allow the mother of divide and rule to rob us of our power and our potential. Are you hearing me?
Yes, sir.
Very important. When you have a disagreement with your brother in the struggle, sit down and resolve the struggle. Don't jump on a telephone. Don't jump on WhatsApp. Don't jump on Facebook. Don't jump on Twitter and discuss your differences. Take your difference to your brother.
Yes.
Take your difference to your sister. And if we're all in this for the same objective,
Yes.
freedom, justice, and equality for ourselves and humanity as a whole, then the spirit of reconciliation must be a part of our work for freedom.
That's right.
Are you hearing me?
Yes.
Because a people divided cannot have power. Are you hearing me?
Yes, sir.
So when you see rulers of the world arguing the way how they're arguing, take advantage of that.
Yes.
Take advantage of that. And how do we take advantage? We come into unity. Do you understand and recognize our commonality and work as a solid fist? Are you hearing me? Not a hand divided, a solid fist. So anybody you have problems with, see how much you really do love black people by going to those who you disagree with and showing love to them and trying to understand the nature of the disagreement, because we're only as strong as our unity, right?
That's right. Yes.
Can I get a witness?
Yes, sir.
So we must set differences aside and we must economically come together so that we can not just talk, but talk and build. You walk down Brixton High Road, as I just conclude. You must take over the hair care industry. We like hair, don't we? I can't hear somebody. And if we like hair, and we're not going to stop buying it, then let us own the shops. I ain't got no problem with hair. I like hair. Are you hearing me? Because good hair is hair that don't fall out. But if the hair fall out, nothing wrong with going to buy some. But if we're buying hair and being empowered by the sale, then let us buy all the hair we can find. If we want long nails, nothing wrong with long nails. But if you're buying the nails from one of your own people, then you're rocking and rolling. And your own people are those who are struggling like you for the ultimate objective. Thank you, brothers and sisters. May God bless you. Assalamu alaikum. And you see, I wore my trainers for you.